Hello, guys. Welcome back to Orphans. Okay, so in the last game, I think we talked to the authors. So in this one, we're going to actually continue the game. We also changed our wallpaper. First, let's read what we did in the last one. The house in the forest. Jack ran into the forest to look for Sandy. He discovered an old house and is trying to organize help. Horrible things must have taken place in that house. Jarek found several dead bodies in the basement. It seems one of the orphans had something to do with it. Not only the orphanage, but the whole area must be haunted. However, Jarek found an old radio and is trying to call for help. I hope he can reach someone. Sandy is with Jarek. Jarek doesn't seem to remember hearing those voices from the radio at all. He just made a completely normal impression again. Thank goodness. Sandy's probably with him now. Then she's no longer walking alone through this freaking forest. Help is on its way. Finally, the tide seems to be turning. Nicholas has involved the police. Using Ina's location data, it was possible to contact the nearest police station. Help is on the way. Gruber got in touch. The guy called Gruber got in touch. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be much of help. He used to work with Mr. Forms, but couldn't give us any clues as to where his whereabouts. He thinks that events at the orphanage are some kind of group hysteria and doesn't believe in a haunting or a curse. Mika is trapped. Damn it, Mika is stuck while looking for Tammy. Mika accidentally got trapped in a room and can't get the doors to open. I just hope the police get here soon. Wait, let us do this first. Okay. In the village. Ina and Samuel arrived in the village. They found a hotel and informed the local police officer. He sent a few men from the village to the orphanage. They will get the others out of there. I don't really trust that, but it's fine. Thanks, sweetie. By the way, Jason just told me some stuff about the village. He loves living here. His eyes light up when he talks about it. I don't trust this guy. What's so great about a small village? Ask Samuel. He's a real country boy. You can't imagine how often I've had to listen to him since he's moved in with me. It's so noisy and dirty in the city. So anonymous. Hey, it's true. In a small community, everyone knows everyone. It's much more personal. When you hear Jason rave like that, even a city kid gets jealous. What is he telling you exactly? Like, why is a cop having that kind of conversations? Everyone helps everyone. All important decisions are made within the community. Once a month, the locals get together for a meal, like a big happy family. Almost sounds too perfect for me. I know, right? But I have to admit, it sounds pretty good. Jason says he wouldn't want to live anywhere else. His wife is from another town. When they were expecting their first child, they decided to live in the village together. His wife was a little scared at first. It's not easy to find your place in a small community. Yeah, that can be difficult. But she settled in nicely. The whole village helped renovate their house. Everyone gives them a hand. Even when things weren't going so well for them financially, they could always rely on the community. Right, that was enough chatter. We're almost there. I'm so relieved help is on the way now. I want this nightmare to be over. What if you can't fight these forces? I hope they're not too late. Come on, Velvet. It'll be okay. I don't really trust that. You were added to the group. Missing. Once Tammy's better, you can meet you in person. We can meet you in person. We gotta go. We've just arrived. We'll text you once we're done. Talk to you later, Velvets. I figured it makes sense to open a group, so I can tell you both everything I know. That was a good idea, Mr. Gruber. Henry repeatedly noticed the following symbol while reviewing Sister Brown's diary, also on his visits to the orphanage. Then the girl showed me the cause of her pain under protest, a fresh burn under her left foot. It looked as if it was burned into her flesh with a branding iron. The symbol, it was the same that I saw before on the shrine of the priest. It also adorned the naked body of the woman who was covered with the animal's blood during the ritual. He asked me to find out if the symbol could have any connection to the events Sister Brown described, and in fact, the Brotherhood of the Orphans has existed since the early Middle Ages and is believed to have originated in Spain. At the time of the Inquisition, the group publicly opposed the rules of the Church. They used the sign for sulfur to clearly position themselves against the belief in the divine and in favor of science. In the beginning, the Brotherhood's members were scholars and scientists whose activities were considered devil's work by the Church. But in the course of the centuries, the Brotherhood changed into a kind of a cult, which no longer focused on the teachings of science, but rather on the rebellion against everything divine. And Father John was part of the Brotherhood? That's what Sister Brown's records suggest. Over time, a number of factions of the Brotherhood emerged. Some were moderate, others fanatical and extreme. If one believes the accounts of Sister Brown, the ground surrounding Father John was an extremely radical branch of the Brotherhood. Radical, would they also kidnap people? Maybe Fons found out something that could endanger the Brotherhood. Hard to imagine this group still exists. The label Radical Branch I know of was disbanded shortly after World War II. This only offshoot of the Orphans in existence today is rather a harmless groupings. They call themselves Bearers of the Light today. So they still exist. Well, not like it used to be. It doesn't fucking matter, bro. It still does exist. The Bearers of Light are comparable to student fraternities, a community of interest, if you will. Lawyers, academics, politicians. People from high society who've come together in a kind of a club. Rumors circulate that the Bearers of the Light are involved in dark machinations. But my research hasn't revealed any evidence of them being involved in occult practices or satanic rituals. It's more about the usual networks that the elite has always used to secure its power, ethically and morally reprehensible, but within the framework of the applicable laws. Mr. Gruber, my father was doing research about this cult and then disappeared. I'm sorry, Miss Fons. I can't make a connection there. Your father's disappearance may have an entirely different context. Although the Bearers of Light still exist and still use the old symbolism, the views and practices are no longer the same. One could compare it with the development of the Christian church. They also done terrible things in the past. Oh my god. Today they're an organization involved in many humanitarian areas, still under the cross, a symbol which used to represent pain and suffering. What if there are still branches of this group today? I would know about it. You can't just know about it. Who are you? Like, I've been dealing with cults and sects and other religious communities for many years. Yet you still think that that is not true, which means that you don't know anything about it. The Bearers of Light are an extremely conservative and elitist community with some questionable worldviews. Sounds like someone I would get along with. But connections to the occult and satanic excesses from the past cannot be proven. What about the Friends of Velvet? As I mentioned before, I don't believe in the paranormal. I'm convinced these phenomena are a kind of hysteria. As a result, people fall into a hypnotic state and imagine things that are not real. One thing's for sure, my father must have stumbled onto something to do with his book that put him in danger, and now he's gone. As much as I understand your concern, Miss Fons, I'm afraid you're heading in the wrong direction. Oh my god, Gruber, just get out of this group already. I see this is going nowhere. Thanks anyway for your time. If you can think of anything else that could help us, please let us know. Wait, I just remembered something. I have something for you. I think this could be interesting. Give me a few minutes. What? Reach 80% to continue. Well, I can just literally flat rate this. Right? Wait, why is there no option to like... Oh yeah. Wait guys, give me literally a second. Because we've got the flat, so we can just do this instead of playing it. There we go. Did we open something?
In the course of my study of Sister Brown's diary and my research about the past and history of the orphanage, terrible events started to become very obvious. Elizabeth Brown's notes document the increasingly disturbing development within the orphanage, but also in the surrounding villages since Father John was put in charge of the orphanage. She described the progressive abandonment, a conversion from Christian values and principles of faith to a community that not only rejected any form of Occidental religiosity, but sought to replace it with atheistic values, strongly oriented towards social Darwinism. Miss Brown described ritual acts and ceremonies which resemble practices performed by satanic cults. She reported about initiation rites and the invocation of dark powers. She mentioned systematic use of physical and psychological abuse of the children in order to make them submissive and compliant. Elizabeth Brown witnessed unspeakable cruelties, and, as a devout Christian, had to watch the community around her turn further and further away from God. Symbols appeared repeatedly in her records, one of which I also noticed several times during my research: the Leviathan cross, the alchemical symbol for black sulfur, also called the Satanic Cross by many. I decided to consult an expert in the field of cult research.
Damn. You there? Yeah, I'm here, Mika. I thought the police were informed. Where the hell are they? They're on their way, Mika, Samuel, and Einar with an officer. Good, I just want to get away from this place. I'm lucky I can at least text with you all of it. If I were alone, I'd lose it all. Lose it too. I still can't understand what's going on. I hope this war will end soon. It won't. I already know it won't. Like, it's not that simple.
Damn it. Oh, I hope they get us out of here soon, and this madness can finally come to an end. Could we talk about something else? I could really use a distraction right now.
Like what? Of course. Tell me something about yourself. I don't know anything about you yet. What's your zodiac sign? Well, that's a weird question. My zodiac is... I mean, I don't believe, but like, I do know my zodiac. Sagittarius. Got it. Spelling isn't my strong point according to my horoscope either. Did I not spell that right? Next question. Are you more of a dog or a cat person? I like both. Love both. I'm more of a dog person. I guess it's kind of obvious. I mean, you have a dog. I have Balu. Yeah, I know, I've seen him. Your brother has shown him to me. So cute, right? Yeah, adorable. Maybe I can meet him one day. Who knows? Hopefully. I'd really like to meet you once this is over. Balu will love you. We better keep going. Are you more of a couch potato or a busy bee? Kind of, I don't know. I like being couch. Well, I love sports. Both, bro. Like, both are important. I mean, I do go to the gym, and I do love sleeping too, so I'm the same. I love sports and being outdoors. Will bother, but I love to chill too. Right, let's carry on. Beach or mountains? Mountains. Mountains. I love mountains. Same here. I used to ski a lot. That's great. Ski passes have gotten so expensive though. Plus it's not very sustainable. Can I ask more or have you had enough? Go ahead, Mika. Oh good, go ahead. Thanks, that's nice of you. Damn, what happened? Camping or hotel? I think I'd say camping. I mean, how about an RV? Camping. I love camping. I like hotel too. I think, I don't know, why was there no option for labels? So do I. I kind of find hotels too impersonal. With a tent, you're independent and can simply choose where to spend the night. Yeah, but it's kind of more dangerous too, Mika. And I love camping food too. And falling asleep under the stars after dinner. I think I'm running out of questions. I can ask you one. Like... Oh no, hang on, I have one more. Book or TV? I love both. I cannot pick. Depends what's on TV. I love both. I've got books and I watch like all horror movies. LOL, true. There's mostly trash on TV nowadays. That is true though. And the ads. Oh my god, don't even get me started on those. Thank god for Netflix. But even Netflix is doing that. If you have the other membership. Let's turn the tables. Your turn. Summer or winter, festival or theme park, chocolate or chips? Who would pick chips or chocolate? Summer or winter? That's a better question. I've started to love summer more because that's a tough one. Yeah. I love warm summer nights. Or on the other hand, snow can be pretty magic as well. I don't like snow. I can't decide. That's fine. Movement detected, office wing. What the fuck? Is that dog going to move? Please don't do that. Oh my god. Holy god. Is there a jump scare, guys? I hope there's not a jump scare because I'm running. Okay. Shit. That was Charlie from The Healing. What is he doing here? Yeah, I just remembered. Oh. Velvet, you didn't really just mention The Healing, did you? Now Tim and Daniel will turn up in a moment. They have a radar for situations like that. Hey Karsten, long time no see. This was supposed to be talking, not a game one. I mean...
Well. Look who it is. So the healing is no longer good enough for you, is it? So now you also have to give funny answers in Orphans as well, right? I see how it is. Okay. Okay, I'll take a look at the whole thing and I'll talk to you later, okay? Just hang in there for a second.
I don't understand a word you're saying. I've never played. It was me that already explained that in the healing. I would check every answer that had a star. Is this a deja vu? We've had the exact same conversation in the healing. Right? That's exactly what was said there too. Yep, Daniel. I remember you. So we're in a time warp. No, I just said it again. Should I just copy the chat from the healing and paste it in here? Would save time. You have nothing new? Something new. We'll have to think of something, Daniel. Oh. Have you had a proper look around in Orphans yet? We have a lot of new features. Really? Yes, for example, the reply function. Cool. Would love to try it. Doody. Diddy. Diddy diddy. Diddle detail. You don't know that feature? No. Good point, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Oh dear. We shouldn't have shown him. All jokes aside, why is Charlie in the orphanage? I'll see if he's still in the healing. You don't think? How's that possible? Yeah, he left. This is what all the pictures of him look like in the healing. He must have jumped ship. It kind of makes sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Yes, it does. How? The paranormal energies from Orphans must have attracted him. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Orphans today. Calm down, will ya? It's just a game. Strange things also happen in the healing. Better keep an eye on Charlie in this situation. And get back to me if you see him again, Velvet. I will. We'll do it together, Velvet. Daniel and I are off again. See ya. I'm back again. You're back again. I remember a contact I had that could provide us with more information. She was a member of the Bearers of the Light for a long time and distanced herself from them a few years ago. She's been living a rather secluded life, even changed her name. A new name? Why so secretive? Why the anonymity of if the Brotherhood is supposed to be so harmless? Well, I think she was embarrassed of being part of it at some point. There was some kind of corruption scandal a few years back that made quite big news. Members of the fraternity were accused of being involved in it. If I remember correctly, she was the judge in the trial. Sentences were apparently very lenient. That caused anger amongst the plaintiffs, and she was faced with a shitstorm on social media. That's all I know. I got in touch with her while I was working on my latest book. But like I said before, I didn't find out a lot through her. Nothing that might be of interest in my readership. Did she leave just to save her own face? How could she be of help to us? Then she probably won't be able to help us either. I can't tell if you're for sure, but maybe she will tell you herself. Okay, do you have her number? Since she's a very private person, I can't share her number. I sent her your contact information instead. I don't know if she'll get back to you. But that is all I can do for you at the moment, I'm afraid. Well, what? I don't have much time. What do you mean? It's about Jarek. I was so happy to see him. There's something wrong with him. Oh, I knew it. I've been meaning to warn you. He was normal at first. I mean, normal under the circumstances. We talked about the situation and thought about what to do. Then he turned on the radio again. He was going to try reach someone. Suddenly, that freaking radio. I went to the kitchen for a minute. When I came back, I don't know. He seemed completely different. He was so angry. He called me Amelia. Oh my god, Amelia. Saying random stuff about a family. I couldn't understand a lot of it. I think he's really sick, but he scares me. Sandy, you have to get out of there. The police are already on their way to you. The police are coming? OMG, finally. But I can't leave Jarek alone now. He went down to the basement. He was going to get something. You need to leave, Sandy. He's possessed, Sandy. But there's no but, Sandy. You cannot. It's Jarek. He would never hurt me. Yeah, he wouldn't, but the spirit inside of him would. He's coming back. I have to help him somehow. I'll talk to you later. Oh my god, this girl is stupid. Sandy, wait. Oh my god. If they would just listen to me, bro. If they would just listen to me. Heading back to the village now. Jason secured the scene of the accident. He even put up some warning lights. Tomorrow he'll have our car towed for us. That's one job done. Still no response from his man. Samuel, I'm very worried about Sandy and Jarek. Why? What's the matter with them? I tried to get a hold of them earlier. Didn't have any luck. The last thing Sandy wrote to Ina sounded quite optimistic. She said she found that house. And that Jarek was in there. At least they're together. There's something wrong with Jarek. Oh no, not Jarek too. Don't worry. Jason was just saying that he knows the house. He'll drive by there on his way to the orphanage. Speaking of Jason, which is why I texted you. Check out the symbol on the wall inside of a hotel. Wait, that's the same symbol Gruber just showed to us. Does it mean anything to you? Jason has exactly the same symbol tattooed on his left wrist. I just happened to notice. Oh my god, he's a part of the Brotherhood. I wonder what it means. Maybe like a coat of arms of the village. I'll ask him in a minute. Don't. Just can't get a word in yet. Ina is chewing his ear off. It's a symbol of a kind of a brotherhood. You think so? You mean like a club? Whatever. If they're all as nice as Jason, I don't have a problem with it. It's just a symbol, right? Let me fucking say it back at the hotel now. We'll get back to you in a minute. Let me get a word in first, bro. Why don't they let me fucking speak? Hello, Poseidon? The fuck is a Poseidon? Mr. Gruber forwarded me your contact and told me about your problem. Thanks for getting in touch so quickly. Mr. Gruber said that a colleague of his disappeared. Is that correct? And you suspect the Brotherhood may be involved. We don't know. We're investigating every direction. I'd love to help you find your friend, but I can assure you the Brotherhood has nothing to do with his disappearance. What makes you so sure? I know how they operate. Believe me, the historic records have no connection whatsoever with the Brotherhood embodies today. If this group is really so harmless, you wonder why I'm so secretive about myself. That has other personal reasons I don't want to discuss further. Font was very scared, especially after he came across the Brotherhood. I don't know what happened to your friend. And I'm also sorry for the situation your friends are in. But let me tell you again, the bearers of the light have long left behind the terrible events of their past. Today they're a very modern and emancipated organization. They made it their goal to overcome the outdated morals, concepts of ancient religions, to establish a society where everyone is responsible for their own fate and where everyone has an equal chance. You mean everyone who is part of this elite community? To explain all of this to you in detail would go too far now, but you can be sure. You're following a false lead. Okay, thanks for your support anyway. I'd love to tell you more about the Brotherhood and convince you. But I had to learn that even the best advice can be used against you. That's why I'm just going to say this: don't waste time chasing false leads. Your friend needs you more right now. If I can be of any other assistance, please let me know. Okay guys, that's it for this one. Poseidon is really suspicious. This person, this woman, she's really suspicious. And I'm not convinced at all, even though I feel like I'm even more convinced that Brotherhood is involved just because of this conversation. Anyway guys, let's hope Sandy is gonna be okay. Jarek is not gonna murder her. Or I don't know what's wrong with Jarek. Let's hope the police actually gets there, and I don't really think it would happen, but I hope it would. But yeah, that's it guys. Let's see what happens in the next one, and then we'll read the summary so we can figure out like what we put in the next one. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.